What if a super hurricane hit your home? Imagine one ordinary day turning into a nightmare. The sky darkens, winds roar like 1,000 trains, and walls shake as if the earth itself is trembling. A storm unlike anything you've ever seen is heading straight for your home. This is not just a hurricane, it's a super hurricane, stronger than Category 5, capable of tearing apart entire neighborhoods within hours. What would you do if it struck your home, and how would life look afterward? Super hurricanes are not science fiction. With rising global temperatures, storms are becoming more intense, fueled by warm ocean waters. Scientists warn that one day, a storm could reach winds of over 200 miles per hour. With rain and storm surges so powerful that survival itself becomes uncertain, before the winds even arrive, panic sets in. Stores run out of food and bottled water. Gas stations are empty. Highways clog with traffic as thousands attempt to flee inland. But not everyone can leave. Some are trapped by poverty, illness, or sheer lack of time. For them, survival depends on preparation inside their homes. Preparation begins with securing the house. Windows and doors must be covered with plywood or storm shutters. Loose objects outside bicycles, flower pots, even trash bins must be brought in, or they will turn into deadly missiles. Every weak point in the home is a potential entry for the storm's fury. Inside, families gather supplies, flashlights, batteries, radios, first aid kits, and at least 3 days' worth of food and water. The safest refuge is a windowless room on the lowest floor, a bathroom, closet, or basement. Here, people huddle together, waiting for the storm. Then it arrives. The sound is beyond imagination. The house groans as winds rip at the roof. Windows tremble, trees snap like matchsticks, and rain pounds with relentless force. Outside, cars roll across the streets as if they were toys. Power lines collapse, plunging the neighborhood into darkness. But the greatest danger is not only the wind. It is the storm surge, a massive wall of water pushed inland by the hurricane. In some places, this surge can rise higher than a 2-story building, swallowing entire neighborhoods. Those who fail to evacuate coastal areas may find themselves trapped, clinging to rooftops as water climbs higher. Flooding spreads quickly. Basements fill within minutes, and once safe streets vanish beneath raging rivers. Bridges collapse, and rescue crews can no longer reach those in need. The water carries away everything: cars, houses, and sometimes people. As hours drag on, families endure terror in their shelters. Walls creak, ceilings leak, and each gust of wind feels like it could tear the house apart. Children cry, pets panic, and adults whisper prayers. Time slows, as survival becomes a test of patience and hope. Then comes the eerie eye of the hurricane. Suddenly the wind stops, the rain eases, sunlight might even break through. Many step outside, believing the storm is over. But this is a deadly mistake. Within minutes, the storm's second half slams into the area, winds screaming from the opposite direction. The destruction resumes, even more violent than before. The storm rages for hours, tearing through everything in its path. Roofs vanish, trees are uprooted, and entire houses crumble. It feels endless, but eventually, the winds weaken. The storm drifts inland, leaving behind silence that is almost as terrifying as the chaos itself. When survivors emerge, the world they knew is gone. Streets are unrecognizable, buried in wreckage. Power poles lie across roads, and boats rest in the middle of neighborhoods. Homes are flattened, cars crushed, and entire communities erased. In those first moments after, people search desperately for loved ones. Calls for help echo across the ruins. Rescue is slow, with emergency crews overwhelmed by the scale of disaster. For many, neighbors become first responders, pulling each other from debris and sharing what little supplies remain. Without electricity, modern life collapses. Refrigerators stop, food spoils, and darkness rules the night. Water from taps may be contaminated with sewage, leaving survivors to ration bottled supplies. Hunger and thirst quickly become as deadly as the storm itself. Diseases soon follow. Standing water breeds mosquitoes, carrying malaria and dengue. Without proper sanitation, outbreaks of cholera or dysentery spread rapidly. Hospitals often damage themselves, overflow with patients while lacking basic supplies. Psychological trauma spreads as fast as disease. Survivors, especially children, relive the sound of screaming winds in their nightmares. Families grieve for lost homes, pets, and relatives. For many, the sense of safety is gone forever. The economic toll is catastrophic. Ports and airports are destroyed, cutting off trade and aid. Businesses vanish under floodwaters, and jobs disappear overnight. Insurance systems collapse under massive claims, leaving countless families with nothing to rebuild. Environmentally, the storm reshapes the land itself. Coastlines erode, forests are shredded, and rivers are redirected. Wildlife struggles to survive in landscapes they no longer recognize. Entire ecosystems may vanish, taking decades or centuries to recover. Yet even amid destruction, resilience appears. Communities gather to rebuild, sharing tools, food, and hope. Volunteers pour in from other regions, while engineers design stronger buildings and better defenses. Humanity adapts because survival demands it. But super hurricanes raise a larger question. Are they becoming more common? Scientists warn that as climate change warms oceans, storms gain more fuel. Future hurricanes could grow even stronger, with winds and surges that dwarf today's disasters. The solution lies in preparation and prevention. Stronger infrastructure, early warning systems, and natural defenses like mangroves and wetlands can help reduce damage. Reducing greenhouse gas emissions is essential to prevent these storms from becoming the new normal. If a super hurricane hit your home, survival would depend on knowledge, preparation, and community strength. The aftermath would test human endurance, forcing us to rebuild from nothing. But perhaps the greatest lesson is humility, understanding that despite our technology, nature still holds power beyond our control. In the end, a super hurricane is not just a storm. It is a reminder that the Earth is alive, that our actions shape its future, and that survival depends not only on strength, but on cooperation, foresight, and respect for the planet we call home.